Welcome into the latest edition of the Stealing with the Boys podcast. I am your host, Junnie Riddle, here, along with my boys.
Jawuan Williams.
And Coach Campbell.
All right, fellas, we are just under an hour away from kickoff Thursday night football. Steelers at Bengals, baby. Jawuan is on site. He's showing us all the Bungle fans and how they're chirping him. And I done told him, I was like, listen, I grew up close to Cincinnati. Not in Cincinnati, close.
Hey, these trash fans don't know what they got coming. We coming for war. We ending that streak tonight. We getting the win tonight. That Tomlin record is over with. That curse is a wrap. We here. We are here.
Jawuan is hyped. He's got, show him the fit, Jawuan. Show him the fit. This got me hyped. He's got the 90s Bill Cowher starter jacket looking clean out there on the road. Road Warrior Jawuan tonight, man. Showing up in person.
We are here, bro. I can't wait. All these Bengals fans has been talking trash this whole time. Like they just good. Like they're just good. This lady asked me, she's like, aren't y'all as bad as us? Who do you think we are, the Ravens? No, we ain't as bad as them. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. But yeah.
She made a mistake. Well, all right, fellas, since we are so close to game time, let's get straight into it right now. Trey, I'm going to start with you. Matchups that we are looking for in tonight's game. There's a ton of them. There's a lot of ones that could either hurt us or we could hurt them. So what's the number one matchup that you're looking for as the Steelers try and go 2-0 in the AFC North?
I'm going to start with the best matchup, and then I'm going to start with the worst matchup for the Bengals. But the best matchup to watch is our cornerbacks versus their wide receivers, and I think that's pretty obvious. Who's going to match up with Jamar Chase? Who's going to match up with T. Higgins? Are we going to have Jalen out there? You know, Jalen played a lot of like safety nickel last game, not so much corner. Is he going to slide outside and take on the number one like they kind of talked about before? That's gonna be the matchup. I wore Joey Porter's jersey last week because he's first week back. He needs to have a huge game. I do not. Let's put it this way. I don't want to see, an old man on Jamar Chase. All right. I know he's been playing well, but I don't want to see an old man on Jamar Chase. I want to see what Joey Porter got. He's back and healthy. Let's see him match up with Jamar all game. Hopefully follow him around. If not, keep him on the same side and see what happens. If you have to switch that up at halftime, whatever. And then the worst matchup I have for the Bengals is our defensive front seven against their poop ass offensive line. All right. Joe Flacco, an old man back there, gonna be sitting back there. He's gonna be in trouble today. We might have 5 sacks in the first half. All right. If we keep, and I was telling you guys in the group chat, our defense looks so much different. We're blitzing now, coming up with exotic pressures. Let's see that happen again all day today. Start it early. Get after that old man. It's the Unk Bowl. Let's go. I'm excited.
Okay. Jawuan Williams, what we got, man? What's the matchup we're looking for today? I know Jawuan always gets hyper-specific and low-key personal with his matchup, so I want to hear this.
I get personal. Today's a personal one. I'm just saying this right now. What's his name? Orlando Brown on the line. He don't have nothing. That O line. My thing is the same thing as Trey. Our D line versus their O line. We cooking. If we don't get 6 sacks today, that's a problem. All right. And then Jalen Ramsey. I need Jalen Ramsey to show out, but I also need help on Jalen Ramsey. They need help on Jamar Chase. That's because I remember in the Patriots game on third downs, Jalen Ramsey was getting cooked very bad. So I don't need that today. So overall, I need look at this. If y'all can see behind me, they just showed some fireworks. Yeah, I just seen the fireworks. But Junnie, it's your turn. I'm a mute again.
Hey, there ain't no problem. Listen, Jawuan drove all the way from Nashville to hop up and be there to support the boys in the division game. I think this is Jawuan's first AFC North road game, if I'm not mistaken. This is your first time being...
This is my first AFC North game, and also this is my first night game.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I
So no,
and they doing the
hey,
whiteout
hey,
tonight.
there's extra levels to this stuff. There's
Yeah.
extra levels.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
say this. I got a little bit of a different matchup, and this is one that it really gets my blood going thinking about it, man. Because man, I remember Jalen Warren leveling Jermaine Pratt a few years ago, and if there is a strength of this really, really underwhelming Bengals defense, especially a Bengals defense that is not going to have Trey Hendrickson tonight. It is their linebacking core with the rookie Demetrius Knight. He looks pretty good. And then we know what Logan Wilson has been able to do. But let me tell you this. If there has been a Bengal linebacker slayer on our team, it is Jalen Warren. I want to see Jalen Warren, whether it's in pass protection, lighting dudes up, or whether he's running the ball and 2 and 3 guys are trying to get him down. I want to see Jalen Warren inflict the pain on the Bengals linebackers. Because here's the thing. This secondary for the Cincinnati Bengals is terrible. But we know how the Steelers are. If they get one-dimensional on offense and very predictable, it doesn't matter what the defense is looking like on the other side. They always struggle. It is going to be up to the Steelers in establishing the run, keeping it going, keep Darnell Washington in there, keep bringing, who do they bring in on the jumbo pack? Spencer Anderson. Keep bringing in those extra linemen, keep bringing in the tight ends, and just pounding the rock. Because we know that if Aaron Rodgers has a run game and can use play action the way he wants to against this secondary, fellas, offensively, it could be smooth sailing. But it starts and ends with Jalen Warren in the run game today.
I agree. I like that matchup. Let's see. Hold on. Let's get him on the jumbotron here. Oh, he's up. Put it side. Put your camera sideways. Anyways, yeah. Put your camera. You're muted, brother. He doesn't even know. He's turned up, brother.
Oh yeah, I had to because it was the train. There was a train going by and it was loud. But we got Steelers fans everywhere. You know what? I'm gonna walk to him. Hold on. I'm gonna walk to him.
I'm gonna put you on solo layout so we can see it all. Go sideways.
Yeah, go sideways with the camera, Jawuan.
Now, let me see if
So
I
we
can
get
go
the full
sideways.
screen. Get the full screen.
Turn your
How do
phone
you do that?
sideways.
Camera sideways. Phone sideways. Either way.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll be all right. Hey, it'll be all right.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Where they at?
Yes, sir. They right here.
Oh, he's out.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, get those boys in white out of there. Get those boys in white
No
out of there.
Bengals
We don't
fans
wanna see
allowed.
none of that.
Let's go.
I love it.
All right, fellas. All right. Now that we
Jimmy?
kind of already laid it out, what are our expectations for Mr. Old Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco last year with the Indianapolis Colts, when we went on the road to go play them, we all went together to that game, and Joe Flacco came in because Anthony Richardson got hurt. What are our expectations for Joe Flacco tonight? Do you think that he kind of stays on that trend, or do you think we get our get back tonight on Old Joe?
Can I go first, or are you want to go?
Go ahead, Joel.
Okay, so my thing is, I'm trying to wait till this train go by. But for the most part, he doesn't have the same O-line as he did last year with the Colts, but he has better receivers. So I'm a little nervous when it comes to the receiver play with Joe Flacco. And I know he's our kryptonite. We know this. We all know this. But still, it's just a little bit of doubt that he could carve us up at any time. And that's where I need my defense to come into play. But for the most part, he doesn't have the same line. Like I said, we should get sacks on him. We should.
I agree. I agree 100%. I'm going to say that Joe Flacco is going to be eating a lot of dirt today. He's going to be on the ground a lot more than he is standing up. I seen a stat on Twitter. It was like, the amount of pressures or even QB pressures were 77 out of 90 snaps. It was 77 times in the last game. So that means 13 times they didn't have any pressure in their face out of 90 snaps. My man Kevin Adams talked about it on his podcast, and he's that the percentage of times that we're getting pressure on the quarterback the last 3 games is incredible. We've had 5 sacks in the last 3 games, I think, in each of the last 3 games. I think it's gonna be a whole lot of that. And like I said before, I think that's why I think we have 5 sacks going into halftime. It's I the only worry I get is that he knows our weakness is in the middle of the field, and when we do bring pressure, the middle of the field is gonna be open. Both their tight ends are out, right, Junie?
Let me look here real
I
quick. I
know
got it.
I think Fant's still in, but I think
I know Mike Gesicki is definitely out. It's saying Noah Fant doesn't have an injury
yeah,
designation.
no Fant's supposed to be in.
Drew Sample
Uh-huh.
seems like he's gonna be fine, but Tanner Hudson is out, and like I said, Mike
So that
Gesicki is I think he got hurt last week. I think he might be out for the rest of the year
and I
with
think
the injury that he got. So
that's our biggest my biggest worry is that over the middle of the field when we bring those blitzes and the tight end Noah Fant. And I think Noah Fant could have a big game against us. Um, but if he doesn't have much time, I mean, it's just going to be dump downs. We just got to make tackles. So it's going to be one of
yeah,
those things. They don't really have a run game with or not Chris Brown. What's
Chase
his name?
Brown,
Chase
Chase
Brown.
Brown.
Close, close. But they don't really have a run game with him either. So I'm not too worried about the run game. But that might be something we have to consider. Like when we don't
Trey's over
worry.
here thinking about Brown and run it rather than Chase Brown running.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
So
no,
what do you
I mean,
think, Jimmy?
but here's the thing though: is Chase Brown had a pretty solid season last year. Has got off to a super slow start with this team being so one dimensional with the Joe Burrow injury and the offensive line still not being rectified after they've been trying to bring in free agents and draft guys for years. It just doesn't seem like what they're doing is working in that aspect of their development. But this has got to be a game to where like their run game isn't scaring people right now. But if we sleep on it and we allow it to happen, it's something that just because it's something we don't game plan for, that if they get some kind of run game going, and then Joe Flacco, the same way we're kind of banking on Aaron Rodgers to rely on the play action, that is something that Joe Flacco could use to get a little bit of extra time and to save himself from some of this high intense pressure that he's likely to see. So, again, has Chase Brown done anything that really gets us worried about their run game? No, but this also cannot be the game to where you sleep on it and allow him to get a little bit of a bounce back. And that's where I'm going to stick with that. So let's go ahead and let's go around and do score predictions. Jawuan, while the train is not going around, I'm going to start with you. Score predictions. How do you think it's going to play out? How do you think the Steelers win this game? And what does that final score look like?
30-13 Steelers.
Is Rodgers going to light them up through the air? We're going to run the ball down their throat?
Rodgers is gonna show him why he's that bad man. And also, I put a little parlay to the side. I have Roman Wilson getting at least 20 yards. He's on the parlay.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
I did tail it.
I hope you're right. Hey, listen, he caught one more ball than Scotty Miller last week, so you know what? You're moving in the right direction. So I'll leave it at that. Trey, what do we think about the score of the game, and how do you think this one's going to go down?
I have the score at 27-10. I think again we get the offense going. Might start off with a field goal and opening drive just to get our feet wet, but I think we get it going again. I think Darnell has another big game. I know in my parlay I took Darnell for 30 plus. That's 2 catches for him. He's just a monster. He's just gonna run over people. Jalen Warren I have having a pretty big game too, rushing and receiving. With Trey Hendrickson out, I think I don't. This defense wasn't good even with him. They're even worse without him. So I have us scoring a bunch of points. Our defense will give up 1 touchdown here in this game at some point. They just have too much talent not to get a touchdown. If it's at the end of the game, like the Bengals had last week, I know Jamar scored a touchdown at the end of the game. So be it. I just don't see them. I don't see them keeping it close. Maybe early, but I don't think this is a close game. The more I look at it, especially with Trey Hendrickson being out and Deshaun Elliott is in the game, he's going to be back, or he got to Cincinnati in time. He'll be playing today. So, and I don't know what the personal issue was, but he might have a chip on his shoulder. He might be playing for something. So this is gonna be a good game for the Steelers fans. Bengals fans, I'm sorry. Jawuan, you let them know that it's gonna be a rough one for them.
Bro,
But be
it better
safe.
be a good game. It 100% better be a good game. I don't want to hear no Tomlin game. I don't want to hear nothing. Look, if we win this game, we'll be the first team in the AFC North history, to have a 3.5 lead in the division. So this is a Tomlin game. This is Tomlin's game to show us, are we contenders
He's
or
different this
pretenders?
year. He's different this
Yeah,
year.
he has to
I
show us.
wa-
Arthur Smith, look, I've been giving you hell this whole time. If you can show me, if we can put up 24 to 30 points, I won't talk about you again, unless you do something stupid. But for the most part, I won't talk about you again.
I want to add one more thing before we get into it. I know Tomlin's record against AFC opponents on Thursday night is like 0-8. But I think he counteracts it with Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Mr. Aaron Rodgers, his stats on Thursday night games in his career. This is 19 games, all right? 4,877 yards passing, 42 touchdowns. All right, 42 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, and he has a 13-6 record on Thursday night. That is Mike Tomlin
You know
said,
what
"I'm
that? You
not
know what
losing
that
it."
means?
Mike
That's a
Tomlin said, "I'm not."
bad man right there.
That's
Mike
crazy.
Tomlin said, "I'm not losing a Thursday night game again. I'm bringing in Aaron Rodgers, and that's the end of it. Thursday night is not it's not going to be my kryptonite anymore because I got Mr. Aaron Rodgers."
And we do need to preface, it's not just Thursday night, it's Thursday night on the road where Mike Tomlin
Right.
has struggled
He's still
immensely. I mean,
at home.
I
It's
still
been
remember
rough.
that Thursday night against the Panthers where they put up 52 points and ran Cam Newton and them boys off the field. So
What do
it's
you
not
think,
every
Joel?
Thursday night, but it's definitely, Thursday nights on the road and against the division specifically that have had some struggles. So, I am going to go on a different page than you all. I think the Steelers get a win, but there's just something about this game. And Joe Flacco being at quarterback in that receiving core, and just us playing on Thursday night and on the road, I think it's going to still be somewhat of a close game. I'm actually going to take the Bengals to cover the 5.5. That's currently what they are at right now, and I think and maybe it's more of a backdoor cover. A late touchdown at the end of the game. I do think the Steelers are going to kind of control this, and maybe the Bengals get something offensively going late in the game to, make it seem like it was a little bit closer, or, give the Steelers a scare to where they score with like 3 or 4 minutes left. It's a one possession game. And, we feel a little tight because we think, oh, if we don't get a first down or we give them the ball back, that they might have a chance. So I'm going to go Steelers 24-20 here against the Bengals. Maybe the Bengals put up a decent 20 points. I just think Flacco's second game with the Bengals, another week of practice for him, even though it was a half week, just getting a little bit more familiar rather than getting thrown in there, midway through the week when he got traded last week. So I expect a little bit of a better performance from him. So Steelers 24, Bengals 20. Still worried about it a little bit, even though everything in this matchup is leaning towards us. And so I'm hoping that you all are more correct than me. You all were that way last week against the Cleveland Browns. I hope you all double up and y'all are just as right as you were last week, and we get a nice, easy Thursday night win. But again, I unwishful thinking. I don't think it's gonna happen.
All right, we want to get into the betting real quick. Touchdown prop, touchdown score, and player prop. I'll give the odds real quick, and then we'll run right into it.
You
Steelers
know, and now
obvious.
I just want to say I'm here at the game, and you know who I'm going with, and he's going to deliver tonight because this is the lowest he's ever been his whole career. This is his lowest he ever been.
Plus
330. Book it. Darnell Washington. Watch.
Well, while you're at it, you might as well give your player prop.
My player prop. So I got I have Rodgers over I think what's his line?
His line is
It's like 220, 224 and a half.
Bro, if he doesn't get two, at least I take the over because this defense sucks. Okay. This defense sucks. I just want to say that.
I like it.
This defense sucks. And Darnell, It's not look, and people keep on saying I seen all the analysts talk about how like uh oh people gonna have tape on Darnell. You can have as much tape as you want to. You can't tackle nobody that's 6'7", like 300 pounds. You can't tackle him. Okay, he's a tight
I
end.
can move
He's a
like that.
force to be reckoned with.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, Trey, what we got?
Okay, so I'll give the odds real quick and then we'll get right into it. Like I said with the odds are we're favored 5.5. And the over under is 44.5, which I think is pretty for this game. Well, I guess with the Bengals defense, that's actually a pretty good line. Pretty good line. Um, what I'm gonna go with touchdown score. I'm going with DK to keep it going. He's had 4 in the last 4 games.
Okay.
I'm taking a DK touchdown as plus money, so it's not it's not one of those ones that's like minus 300 like some of these running backs we see every week. But I'm taking DK with touchdown. I'm gonna go with 2 player props real quick. I'm gonna go with Jalen Warren over 60 yards rushing and receiving. And then I will also go with DK 60 plus yards receiving.
Okay. Okay. I you kind of took mine, but you said total yards for Jalen Warren, so rushing and receiving.
Yeah. Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna go straight over on his over under on yardage. Last week against the Browns, they were coming in as the number one run defense, and he had over 50 yards rushing in that game. His over
Oh, it's
under
up
tonight,
49.
his over under is 49 and a half. I think that's
Wow.
I think that's literally the most give me bet of the night. And I'm going to double down with Jalen Warren. I just think it's a Jalen Warren night. He's the Bengals slayer. And so Jalen Warren, anytime touchdown, Jalen Warren over 49 and a half yards, call it over 50 yards. Rushing on the ground. And honestly, I think he's going to be closer to 100 yards on the ground than he is going to be closer to 50. So I think it's going to be a big, big Jalen Warren night. Book it.
I like it. I like it. That's
All
all we
right,
got.
Jawuan. I know you
Juwan,
want to
let's.
get back to your tailgating business and chirping those Bengals fans, baby.
Hey,
Anything else
hey,
to add before we get up out of here?
dilly, we about to get this win. We came over to take over this trap. They don't have Trey Hendrickson. It's over. It's a wrap. We better win this game. I don't want to hear. If we lose this game, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Here we go,
Trey,
baby.
anything?
Thursday night football's here. The Unk Bowl's here. I think
Let's go.
the Unk Bowl the better Unk gets the best of him. All right, Uncle Rogers is 10 times better than Uncle Flacco at this point in his career. Let's keep it going, and I think that offense gets going. Aaron Rodgers to the moon.
All right, I'm gonna also say something, man. Right before I hopped on the podcast, I was watching this video of John Gruden watching some film on the Steelers defense, man. And let me tell you, watching John Gruden and his commentary and talking about this defense and how they've been flying around the ball, just it got my blood boiling, baby. Like it got me hyped up, fellas. Watch that video. I sent it to you, so y'all go and watch it,
I was
man.
watching it.
It will get you juiced up and ready to go. I listen. I can't stand the Bengals. I listen when we played them in that wild card game, and the hit on AB in there. They threw trash at Big Ben as he was getting carted off, and the only time I've ever been to Cincinnati was in 2020, where I think it was something Finney was the quarterback because rookie Joe Burrow tore his ACL and they beat us and made Juju fumble. I got beef with Cincinnati and I got beef with the Bengals, and we get our get back tonight
Look,
after they
I don't want to
sent
say
us
the
home.
word. All I'm gonna say is F them and Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase and Vontez Burfict. You think we forgot? No, it ain't over. It ain't over. It's never gonna be over.
Let's
All
go,
right,
baby.
fellas. Everybody enjoy the game. Thursday night football, Steelers, Bengals. It should be a good one. But for the Stealing with the Boys podcast, we are out.
Here we go. Bye, Juwan.